Every man faces them. The tests, the subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, challenges that women throw at you. They don't do it because they don't like you. They do it because they want to see if you have what it takes to be the man they need. Women test men, not because they're manipulative, but because they're wired to look for strength. They want to know if you can handle pressure. They want to know if you have emotional control. They want to see if you can lead, not follow. The moment you show weakness, you fail the test. But the moment you pass, you earn her respect. And once she respects you, she'll never let you go. Test number 1, emotional control. Most men fail this test without even knowing it. When a woman challenges you emotionally, whether it's through teasing, pushing your buttons, or even getting upset, the worst thing you can do is react. Reacting emotionally shows weakness. It shows you can't handle pressure. It shows you're not in control of your own emotions. But when you stay calm, when you maintain your composure, and when you handle her emotions without letting them affect you, that's when she sees your strength. She'll push harder. She'll test your limits more. But when you keep your cool, when you stay steady and unshaken, that's when she knows you're the kind of man who can lead, not follow. Test number 2, leadership. Women want to be led. They don't want to be with a man who is passive, indecisive, or afraid to take charge. When a woman tests your leadership, it might come in the form of a challenge to make a decision. Maybe she throws out an idea or suggests a plan, but she's really waiting to see if you step up and take control. A weak man will hesitate. He'll ask her opinion, second-guess himself, and let her take the reins. But the man who understands his masculine power makes the decision, takes the lead, and guides the direction, even if it's difficult or uncomfortable. A woman will test your leadership to see if you can be the one she can trust in moments of uncertainty. And when you rise to the challenge, you prove that you're the one she needs by her side. If you're ready to master these tests and become the man she can't resist, subscribe and hit the bell. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Test number 3, your ability to set boundaries. One of the most important aspects of masculine strength is the ability to set clear, firm boundaries. Women will test your boundaries, whether it's by pushing your limits, demanding more of your time, or trying to see how much they can get away with. The key is knowing when to say no, and saying it without hesitation. A man who can't set boundaries is seen as weak and lacking self-respect. But a man who stands his ground, who can say no when necessary, is a man who commands respect. When you let a woman know that your time, your space, and your attention are valuable, and you enforce those boundaries, she begins to respect you. She knows that you will not bend to her whims, and that makes you even more attractive. The ability to set boundaries is not about being harsh or unkind. It's about showing her that you are a man of strength and that you value yourself enough not to tolerate anything that doesn't align with your values. Test number 4, your independence. A woman will test how much you rely on her, whether it's emotionally, financially, or mentally. She wants to see if you have your own life, your own mission, your own purpose. A man who is constantly seeking validation from her, or who depends on her for his happiness or direction, is seen as weak. But a man who has his own life, his own goals, and his own sense of purpose is the man she truly desires. She will test how much you're willing to give of yourself. If you're constantly looking for her approval, or waiting for her to fill the gaps in your life, you'll fail this test. But when you are independent, when your value doesn't rely on her presence or her approval, she sees that you are the kind of man who leads his own life, and that's what draws her in. Test number 5, your physical and mental discipline. A woman will test your strength not only through emotional and social situations, but also through your habits. She wants to see if you have control over your body, your health, and your mind. Do you take care of yourself? Do you work on improving your body and mind? Do you have the discipline to stay focused on your goals, even when it's difficult? A man who lacks physical discipline, who doesn't care about his health, his fitness, or his appearance, signals to her that he doesn't value himself. And that's not the kind of man she can respect or desire. But a man who works on his body, who pushes himself physically, and who has a strong mental discipline, is a man who commands respect. He doesn't just talk about being strong, he lives it. This is one of the most powerful tests she'll throw your way, and passing it will make you irresistible. Test number 6, your ability to stay grounded under pressure. Women will test how you handle stress, pressure, and challenging situations. They want to know if you can remain calm and composed when things aren't going your way, when life throws obstacles at you, or when you're faced with a difficult decision. The weak man will panic. He'll get frustrated. He'll show his emotions, or he'll retreat in fear. But the strong, masculine man remains grounded. He doesn't get shaken by stress. He faces it head-on, assesses the situation, and finds a solution. When you can stay calm under pressure, you show her that you have the emotional control and mental toughness to handle anything life throws at you. And that's incredibly attractive. It tells her that you're someone she can depend on, someone who isn't easily thrown off course. Women want a man who is steady, who can weather the storm without breaking, who is always in control. And that's what makes you the man she'll chase. Test number 7. Your resilience and ability to handle rejection. This is perhaps one of the most crucial tests a woman will throw your way. Women want to see how you respond to rejection, and whether or not it shakes your confidence. The truth is, rejection is a part of life. It happens to everyone, but how you handle it separates the men from the boys. A man who handles rejection with grace, who doesn't let it affect his sense of self-worth, is a man who will always stand strong. When she tests you by pulling away, playing hard to get, or even outright rejecting you, she's seeing how you respond. Will you get frustrated, upset, or start chasing harder? Or will you remain composed, unaffected, and continue on with your life as if nothing changed? The man who takes rejection in stride, who remains confident and unfazed, becomes even more attractive. He shows her that he is a man who doesn't need her approval to feel good about himself. He knows his value and doesn't let any rejection define him. This is the final test, and when you pass it, you show her that you are the kind of man she can't resist. Once you've passed these tests, you've done more than just prove your worth to her. You've proven your worth to yourself. These tests are not just about what she sees in you. They're about what you see in yourself. They're about demonstrating that you have control over your emotions, your actions, and your life. The man who can pass these tests is the man who knows his own value, who is confident without arrogance, who is calm without indifference, and who is strong without being overbearing. When you're able to show her these qualities, when you're able to stand your ground and maintain your masculine strength, she will no longer test you. She will follow your lead. Because the truth is, women don't want to be in control. They want to feel safe, secure, and guided by a man who knows where he's going. And that's the man you've become. Now that you understand the 7 tests women will throw your way, the key is not just knowing them, but embodying the qualities that allow you to pass them effortlessly. When you can lead, stay grounded, and remain emotionally composed under pressure, you create an aura of strength and security that women will naturally be drawn to. The man who passes these tests isn't just a man she respects. He's the man she wants. You're not playing games. You're simply showing up as the highest version of yourself. And when you do that, you don't need to chase her. You don't need to impress her. You just need to be the man who doesn't bend, and the woman who truly values you will make herself known. If you've learned something valuable from this, subscribe and hit the bell. You're not going to want to miss the next lesson. This is Marble Masculinity. Stay strong, stay in control, stay irreplaceable.